I had a lot of time to think. And I want to say, I am in love with Chapter 5 right now. It's probably what I'd say is one of the best chapters we've had in a while. From like the weapon attachments, to the train, to festival, and all the other modes. But we do need a little bit more content. And I haven't gotten bored of the season, so I think that's pretty good. But I should mention this is the Chapter 4 review, not the Chapter 5 Season 1 review. Because, oh boy, do I have some things to talk about that review. Yeah, don't expect a hate review on that. But let's get into Chapter 4 review, which I'll mention some things. I'm counting Season OG and the Big Bang event as part of the review, since yes, they did technically happen during Chapter 4. Maybe not on the Asteria map, but they are technically still a part of the chapter. And I will not be hating on the chapter too much, so if you can't take criticism very well, don't worry. But without further ado, let's get into it.
I've done everything I can. This is your fight now.
Chapter 4, Season 1. Where did we go wrong? Do I hate it? I'm not going to say I'm going to hate this season, but I'm not going to say I love it. Because, well, let's just talk about it. I'm not going to really mention it too much, but the map was horrible. The biomes were all clustered together and not put together neatly, unlike something like Chapter 5 or Chapter 3 or anything that came before Chapter 3. And let me see, what was another thing? Oh yeah, literally every building looks the same. There's like no variety on the map. There's no variety for each kind of player, which is why I like Chapter 1 and 2's maps a lot more. Because there was a POI for everyone. Like, tilted for like the sweats, the casuals, like something like Frenzy, and you kind of get the point. But there is like no variety. Like, you have to be one type of player basically, and I hate that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people hate that too, but you get the point. Map was pretty awful, but it did get better over time, I think. Actually, never mind, it kind of got worse, but it also got better in a way. It's kind of complicated. But that's not the point, because we're moving on to weapons. Not going to mention them all, because I don't feel like it, and I just make this review like an hour long, basically. So, let's just talk about, like, the overall, like, weapons we got. Twin Mag SMG, Red Eye Assault Rifle, Excalibur Rifle, Shockwave Hammer, you get the point. We also had guns like the Scar Return, but it was the Scar model for all guns. Which I find funny, because like the Scar returned to Chapter 5 as the Striker AR, which honestly in my opinion, I think fits the Scar a lot more than the Assault Rifle. Now I get Fortnite was supposed to be goofy, but like I always hated the Scar being like a high tier Assault Rifle. It just, I don't know, it just triggered me. Like how the like weapons that have scopes don't use the scopes. Yeah, it's kind of the same deal right there, but it doesn't really matter too much. Anyways, let's resume, because we had good unvaults too, like the heavy shotgun. Let me see what else. The burst AR. I think that was it. Like, that's all I can think of that was unvaulted. Don't know if we got any assault rifles back. Or even like the Scar. No, we got the Red Eye. Yeah, I can't think of anything else we got. If there's anything you think of, just let me know, but like, That's all I can think of. Oh yeah, augments. Which, speaking of which, we're gonna talk about mechanics. We'll talk about the more controversial one because people hate augments. So let's just talk about them. I don't get why people hate augments. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I get why people hate them, but I refuse to hate them. If that makes sense. Hold on, my throat. Oh, my throat was dying just then. Anyways, I don't really get the full hate on augments. Are they bad for Fortnite? No. But are they a bad mechanic? Kinda. I do think they are quite a unique mechanic. Cause like, most, and maybe just be me being, you know, kinda biased and being more used to like games that have like perks built into them, like Apex and such. But still, I don't think augments are bad. And the randomness isn't even that bad since like I think in season 1, yeah, it was kind of bad, but like after season 1, they were not really random too much. Like they did not give you too much of an advantage, I think. In my opinion, at least. But still, I get why people hate them. And if you hate them, it's okay. I don't blame you. I'm not gonna hold it against you for hating a mechanic I personally like, because that is just unfair. If I'm being completely honest. But now we talk about hurdling. I'm going to skip this short. Hurdling, just if you want a good mechanic with hurdling, just go to chapter 5. Chapter 5 does it way better. All you did in chapter 4 was like sprint over an object and boom, you hurdle. Really annoying, but it wasn't a bad mechanic. It honestly gets a bad rap. But anyways, let's talk about story real quick. Basically, I'm also gonna try to keep this short. Basically, open reality, collide with ours or whatever for chapter 4. Then this guy named Stellan is asked to open up a rift gate, and guess what? This rift gate is supposed to be for different realities, but the shapeless man does some weird crap and stalking shit or something, I don't know. Stellan, let me see, what am I actually, oh yeah, and then like Amy found out that something bad had happened to the scientist and the rest of the 7 that presumably died. And now, guess what? They never went back to that storyline. But that's not the point, because the rift gate blew up and there's a tear in the sky. Overall, I think this was an interesting storyline, especially since like it had a lot of things to do with the stars, which is funny because the name of chapter 4's map is called Asteria, who's like a titan goddess of the stars in Greek mythology. I've never heard of Asteria before this before chapter 4, because like, yeah, I know all about Greek gods, believe it or not. And I knew about Athena, Apollo, and Artemis in Greek, but I've never heard of Asteria. Of course, I've heard of Helios, like around the same time chapter 4 began, but still. Overall, this is a decent storyline, and yeah, with the conclusion of that as well is chapter 4 season 1. I think it was a good season, but why people hate it, I think, is because of just how they presented it and how just like how rushed it was. Like, if it wasn't so rushed, I think people would enjoy it a lot more. Anyways, I give this season a good 6 out of 10. I think. Before I gave it like a 7 out of 10, but I think a 6 out of 10 is honestly a more realistic score. It wasn't the best season, but it wasn't the worst. And besides, this is probably the second worst season of the chapter. And I'm going to... Oh, you bet I have a lot of things to say about the worst season of all time. Yeah, you know what it is. Anyways, let's go to Mega. Okay. This is a masterpiece of the season. I don't care what anyone says. But I'm gonna start with the Battle Pass. And I'm sorry if I didn't mention the Battle Pass for Season 1. Season 1 didn't really have a good Battle Pass, I don't think, so I'm not gonna even count it. But the Battle Pass in this one is perfect. There's not a single skin that I actually hate. There's a Manny, I think, that I dislike, but even then, she's kind of a cool skin. I kind of like that she's like some kind of artist, and I kind of like the artist type of skins. They're quite fun. But we had like High Wire, we had Mizuki, we had Thunder. There's so many good skins. Even Renzo. Even though I think Renzo should have been tier 100, but I think Mizuki was a good pick for tier 100. Now, let's talk about the map. Map was beautiful. We had Mega City, we had Naughty Net, which was still one of the worst POIs. We had Kajitsu Crossing, and we even had... I can't believe it, but not just that, but we had Steamy Springs. A gorgeous POI. I landed there every game. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say Mega City's better. Nothing beats Steamy Springs. Truly the most iconic Chapter 4 POI of all time. Changed my mind. Anyways. Let me see. Other than the map changes, we got the loophole, which honestly was worse than last season's. This is when the loophole started to get just got worse over time in Chapter 4. But still, we had the Havoc Pump, which was honestly too powerful. Even when a Mythic was able to do 250 headshot, which thankfully got nerfed, but still, it was super easy to get from the vaults, and I hated that. We had the Havoc AR, which was honestly kind of bad. It's not a bad gun, just it was quite bad in this season. I just don't get why they added it. Honestly, it fit more in Last Resort than Mega and Wilds, but we'll get to that in a minute. Or not in a minute, but we'll get to that soon. Speaking of which, we got the kinetic blade. Since we're talking about bad weapons, this is the only weapon I really liked, and think it's really the only balanced one, other than maybe the Havoc AR. But yeah, I honestly love the kinetic blade. It's a fun mobility item. Even the rare one's fun. It's not broken necessarily, but it is definitely meta. And I always carried this thing. Bro, I don't think you necessarily needed it because shockwaves, but still. It was really meta. And speaking of mobility, we had the ODM gear. I've never watched Attack on Titan because I'm more of a Dragon Ball kind of person, but yeah. Yeah, the ODM gear was... I've heard people say it was broken. I never really experienced it for some reason. I don't know what was up in my games, but this season my games were broken. Like, I did not have really good games. It was... I don't know. I didn't really play bot lobbies too much. I mean, I did, for levels, but other than that, it really felt like 70% of the lobby was just a bot lobby. And yeah. It is weird, and I didn't really find anyone carrying the ODM gear. I don't know if it was because it was rare, or just my lobbies were broken, or I don't know. But yeah, it was a fun item. I never really got to fight against it, which is a little sad, but you win some, you lose some. Anyways, we also have the lock-on pistol, which also came with a couple of augments, like the one water one and steady hands, I think, which they brought back the Cobra for. And I'm happy because the Cobra is a beautiful DMR. OP with Bloodhound. Always take Bloodhound with it. It is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous augment. Gorgeous weapon too. Both of them are gorgeous. Anyways, lock-on pistol is pretty broken. You just lock on someone and boom. I think it worked better in, it was definitely a good counter to ODM, because I think ODM was a little bit broken based on what I heard. So I guess the lock-on would be good against it. And I didn't use it as to lock on a lot. I don't know why. I liked using it as an SMG, because I didn't like the twin mag. Which they did bring back the submachine gun, which didn't really make much sense, but oh well. Honestly, I think the submachine gun was better than the twin mag in my opinion, because unless you're using the twin mag for long range, as an SMG kind of sucks because it's large spread. The sub doesn't have too much large spread, but it's a little bit slower. But, that's probably just me. Anyways, yeah, we had the Loot Island combat caches. Did not like the caches. Their whole mechanic chapter 4 was like, you have to get to them in a certain amount of time to get high loot. And it's just kind of stupid. You have to be there at the right place at the right time. I think that was one of the dumbest mechanics ever, and they even replaced supply drops for some reason. Probably because like chapter 4's map didn't really go well with supply drops. And I guess also because just the supply drops were annoying in Zero Build too, maybe? I don't know. But finally, let's just talk about the final two. Loot Island is a good mechanic, I think. I think it was OP like in like chapter 4 though. Cause like actually no, in chapter 4 it was OP. Chapter 5, it's actually quite balanced since it's just projectile weapons we have. Not really hit scan or even the lock-on. And even then, the lock-on doesn't really make a difference. Since, well, it's a pistol. How is it going to be useful? But yeah, the overclock pulse rifle was OP. That's all I'm going to say. Especially if it's like the one augment that the first shot of your assault rifle does extra damage. This thing did 99 headshot with that augment. It was just OP. And we got the Star Wars event, which was beautiful. It was based off the prequels. So you had like Anakin, even though I wish we had him as Darth Vader and vibing. We got this at least. And let me see. We had the lightsabers with actual lightsaber abilities. We had Darth Maul. We had everything. Even the Clone Troopers. It was so... I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I love this event. But I do wish we had like someone like General Grievous or Count Dooku as skins. But I'm not complaining though, because like it was such a fun event that happened. It was just like the most wanted event, which I forgot to mention for last season. For season 1, and I was really hoping that they would do like some kind of like big event at the end of the season to kind of hype you up for the next season, because I think that is a good strategy. But yeah, that's my new review for this season, and I don't care if you disagree with me. This is an 8 out of 10 season. Let's move on to Wilds. God fucking damn it. Wow. Chapter 4 doesn't seem that bad, actually. There's no way season 3 will be that bad. Alright. This is a bad season. I don't care. This is one of the worst seasons we've ever had in Fortnite. You notice my tone? You notice how I was more cheerful with season 1 and 2. I'm dull in this season. Yeah, this is literally my reaction to just this season existing. Life Washman reaction, am I right? Anyways. I'm not gonna give this thing a proper review because it's just that bad, and I can't be bothered to just review it again. It stresses me out. If you want a full review, go into the description and check out my full review on the season. I'm gonna give you like a little summary of it though. Season bad not because it's wild themed like Primal. It's just the cheaper Primal. It's not very good. Battle Pass was pretty mid. Only good Battle Pass skins I think there was Optimus Prime, Meow Souls, there's Lorenzo and Relic. Those are only good ones. Only like 3 good originals I think. If I remember correctly. Or something. I don't know. Let me see. What else happened? We have the flapjack rifle, which was really good against the MK. Actually, I like the AR loophole, believe it or not. If having AR wasn't in this, I think the AR loophole would have been a lot more interesting. But, let me see, what else did we get? We also had the thermal DMR, which sucked, because, like, you're going to either use you're either going to use an MK Alpha or a, you just use the MK Alpha or the flapjack over it. Because, like, there's no point in taking this thing. It was a lot better in season, in Last Resort. It worked better in there, just because, like, this loophole, like AR loophole, didn't have the MK Alpha nor the flapjack. So it worked a little bit better. I mean, it still had twin mag, but still. Just the weapons were awful. Kinda. But there was the boomerang, which a lot of people either called weak or OP. I honestly thought it was the most balanced kinetic weapon we've ever had. It wasn't mobility based, which I think is why people mostly hate it. It was honestly quite balanced because, like, the comboing was so much fun. Anyways, we had the repeater rifle. Yeah, don't forget about that piece of shit. Yeah, I really fucking hate that. Yeah, I kept getting blown up by it. You know that feeling? I just want to punch my TV right now. I'm cringing. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what else we got in this season. we did get wasp jars. Now, out of all animals that I am terrified in Fortnite, I'm terrified we got wasps. Yeah, I may be the wasp man, but this is when I was conquering my fear of the wasps. And when I showed them my dominance, it became their leader, the wasp man. Wasps were terrifying. I don't know why. I was literally shaking when I first saw them in game. And when they chased me, I got literal goosebumps. Like, I can show a clip right now of me getting goosebumps being chased by them. Here's a little clip.
Oh god. Nope. Nope. Oh my god. I have goosebumps from that. Thank you, Epic. Oh my god. Oh, I don't think I can play this game anymore.
Yep. I was terrified of the wasps, and now I'm among their people. And now I remember what else we had. We had the Sepratron cannons, which were honestly OP in zero build, but they were a fun item. I'm not gonna lie, they were a fun item, especially if you can use them strategically, like I did in this clip, where I knocked like I think it was one or two people off just from that range. Just that's good times that thing had. But yeah, I miss it. I wouldn't mind getting a non-copyright version of it, as long as it's not too OP. And speaking of which, yeah, the map is good. Say we want that jungle, but it was a good biome. The only thing I didn't like about it was if you're in the jungle, you kind of have a disadvantage with the low ground, but it was made for zero build, and we needed that. Anyways, this is a fucking 5. Actually, no, this is a 3 out of 10. I don't care if I'm swearing too much. I do not give a shit. I am pissed at this season existing. Okay, can we move on to last resort? The better season. Okay, we can move on now. Thank you. Thank you for your time. You better not disagree with me, otherwise I'll be in your dreams. Motherfucker.
Yeah, last resort's really good. How? Oh, so good, dumbass! Anyways, Battle Pass, a map, I can't speak through this. There's the estate, there's the suite, and there's the retreat, all very good. The suites are probably the worst, plus they kinda have the worst mythic, in my opinion. Like, I don't, as I said, the thermal isn't really bad necessarily, but just, like, why would I use it if there's like the twin mag AR, right? Thermal vision is the only reason I'd really pick it up, but like, even then, like, you probably like have incredible aim with it, and even then, just use a twin mag at that point, because it's literally just twin mag. But enough about that. The Battle Pass is good with like Nolan and Cabby Lame and Piper Pace. Maeve, or whatever that woman's name was, they didn't get a fun Maeve, they were really cool. And Ahsoka was in this Battle Pass too, which is probably the worst collab in a Battle Pass we've ever had, but like, I'm not complaining, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so. We also had guns like the Infiltrator Pump Shotgun, the Sticky Grenade Launcher, EMPs, business turrets, twin mag ARs, and even a scope burst SMG, which was actually quite unique because it was a fast firing burst SMG, which we have 3 in the game now, or not in like in VR, but we've had like 3 now. The normal burst, the scope burst, and currently in chapter 5, the thunder burst, which the thunder burst is slowest and the scope burst is fastest, which is kind of unique. And kind of funny if you think about it. And we also had like different augments, which I think this season had the best version of augments in my opinion. Like, I'm not much of a fan of having augments in the game, but I'm not against having them in the game, as long as they're not like going to give you some crazy advantage. If it just gives you like a tiny advantage, or like a advantage that isn't too big, but you have to like be mindful of it or something, then I wouldn't mind it all that much. But yeah, it's augments are good. Like they removed like pistol salvo, which was an interesting augment, which I'm kind of glad they did remove it because like it didn't really make sense to have it. Cause like why would I have pistol salvo on my pistol? Even though that would have been not a very good idea, but whatever. Um, they're also really good because like there's scope salvo which they kept. Glad they kept it because I think it was actually kind of balanced in this season. Unlike last season, it's like MK7 keys or MK Alpha, not MK7, which is in this, but it's mythic. But yeah, that augment is actually kind of balanced in this season. And why I say that is because, like, scope versus SMG, you make it slower, unfortunately, but you do make it do more damage, so it was kind of good, honestly. It was just honestly just so much fun, too. And thinking about it, really, augments were just like attached to attachments, if you think about it. But yeah, trying to think what else. We also had like lightsabers back, which I didn't really like. I don't think lightsabers should have came back for this season, cause like you tell me lightsabers should come back for like a heist season. No, that doesn't make sense. Unless there's like some kind of like heist themed episode of a Star Wars show, or there's a Star Wars show based on heist, then maybe, but nah. That doesn't really make sense. But yeah. We, yeah. This season is honestly very good. I think the biggest flaw was just the heisting, which I didn't really mention, which I don't really think I need to mention because like sure it was cool, but like But like the season, the biggest flaw I think is Fortnite minutes, which had like Jack Skeleton, which was cool, but there was also like Thorn, just. I think the Halloween update kind of ruined the season for me, but the Halloween event was not bad, mind you. It was actually a big upgrade from last year's, but like 2020's or 2022, sorry. But yeah, that's really it. Yeah, honestly, just I like the I liked it, honestly. I like the season. I like the different things that they added, like the wood stake, which was bad but also good at the same time, and mythic vampiric blade, which I'm happy we finally had a true mythic, not just like some upgrade to like a legendary or something. Something that truly felt mythic. And I kind of hope they start doing that more. Like, I actually kind of prefer just having, like, more bosses with just upgrades to weapons. But I would also like to have, like, once in a while, just have bosses that have, like, true mythics, like this Vampiric Blade or something. It'd be nice, you know. Even if, like, maybe we had, like, let's say a mythic, kinetic blade, then yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, the season's really good. The biggest flaw, in my opinion, though, is just the presentation, like lore, which I didn't mention because the lore was kind of bad in this season. Like, why would you choose it though? Not choose it, but like, I'm not even going off this guy. I'm just on based on this because like, just I remember more of the season than like the others. So yeah, probably the most memorable season of Chapter 4 in my opinion, and it was really fun too. And I really hope we get like some kind of high season in Chapter 5 at some point. Even if it's not like a direct copy of this, I would still like one. But anyways, 7 out of 10 season, let's move on. Fortnite OG is a top 10 season. Yeah, that's an overrated option. Wait, not option, that's my opinion, you dumbass. Anyways, let's actually talk about it. Learn the OG pass and the map, of course. Map is just the Chapter 1 map, except it's kind of remastered to look a little bit more like Chapter 2, so it's like the grass, which honestly I find so ugly. Why would Epic change this? It's OG Fortnite, my man. They shouldn't do that. Besides, if they made the grass look a little bit more like Chapter 4 or even 5, maybe, I would honestly like it better if they did that. Or better yet, just like make it like the Chapter 1 grass instead of like this ugly as hell Chapter 2 grass. Chapter 3, I think Chapter 3 had better grass, honestly. It was the same, but it looked better for some reason. Don't ask me why. Now, OG Pass. Pretty good. This was the second, like, pass I actually really enjoyed. There was, like, it was just a memorable pass, honestly. It's like, I feel like most battle passes nowadays aren't as memorable. Maybe Chapter 5's, I'd say, but that's debatable. This is probably the, one of the most memorable battle passes we've had in a while. Like, and when I say a while, I don't mean like in a couple months. I mean like years. I think the last memorable pass we've had was Chapter 2 Season 2, actually. I know most people are gonna say like Chapter 2 Season 4, but let's be honest, the Marvel pass was not even that memorable. It was just Marvel characters. And when I say memorable, I don't mean memorable for the characters that were in it. I just meant the memories, honestly. And that pass had some good memories. Like, we had, let me see here. We had, Spectre Knight, which is probably the best version of any Knight skin we've ever had. Really cool too. Make her like a Black Knight, or you make her your own Knight. It's honestly, the customization is crazy, and I love that. I love customizable skins, and I hope we get more in the future. Hopefully, we get like some kind of like customizable Greek mythology character in Chapter 5, Season 2 at some point. But yeah, who knows really. We also have the different weeks, which week 1 was Season 5, Season 6 was week 2, and week 3 and 4 were Seasons 7 and 8, and then there was Season 9 and 10. Or X, whatever you want to call it. Personally, I actually think the best week was Season X, believe it or not. For me, it was probably the best. The worst week was probably Season 7. I think many people would agree because they brought back the combat shotgun, but made it so effing bad. It's also a new version of it too. It's not a recycled version of it or anything. They made it automatic, which I think it should be on automatic, honestly, because I feel like high fire rate shotguns should never be like semi-automatic. That should be like for slower shotguns, like pumps. But something like the combat should be very fast. Or not, it shouldn't be very fast, but it's already fast, so it's just be automatic. But that's probably just me. Speaking of which, it also had the damage it had in the early, I think in early chapter 2, season 4, I think, which sucks. And just the whole age restriction thing was funny as shit, but it was bad. But honestly, the season was honestly really good, especially with the Big Bang, which let's move on, shall we?
Bro. Cockle. Cockle. Want a break from my semen? Too fucking bad!
No.
Your ass is getting raped for eternity. That's why I hate the fucking economy.
Yo, this event was actually kind of good. Not gonna lie. Look, I know a lot of people say that the Big Bang was probably Fortnite's worst live event, which that or the second worst, which I can see why people would say that, but I don't think this is bad. It's not a bad event, actually. From a story perspective, yeah, but as an event, it was quite good, honestly. But that may just be me. But let's talk about what's good about this fight. So, first of all, the build-up was interesting. It was just the end. That's literally all it was. It was just the first part was just the end remastered, which I kind of liked, because I never actually really got a good look at the end event, because like when I was originally playing the end event in chapter 1, my whole game bugged out. I was stuck in the build screen, and my stupid self didn't look at the meteor at the end. But afterwards, since we had this event, I actually got to experience it a little bit better. And also, it used like something from UEFN too, which actually made the event look so much better. And it's really hard to believe that this event was made in UEFN. It's just kind of crazy, because like this does not look like an event that was made in UEFN. And like there was a lot of motifs in the event too, like when the rocket first comes down to hit the 0 point, which the floating island's not there for some reason. That's never explained. Probably because it just dipped. It decided to go back to its reality or something. I don't know. But when the meteor and the rocket come down, you can see like it's like it's green, it's purple, it's pink and blue, with all those lights around it. I never got why it was like that. I think it's because it's supposed to be referencing Fortnite Festival and the whole like time paradox going on. Yeah, the event was just, that part of the event was really cool. Just seeing the Chapter 1 island get blown up again was being sucked in by the black hole again was so cool. Not to mention, the music was remastered. They didn't just reuse the end, they rescored the end. But I don't know if they really rescored it, but it did sound different. Which is just that part of the game was so good. But what about after? The Big Bang section where you actually see the Big Bang was actually probably my second favorite part of the event. Actually, maybe third, actually, the more I think about it. Because just the whole Big Bang section just felt like so, I don't know, poetic to me. I don't know. Probably reading too deep into that, but whatever. We also had these 3 sections for the collabs, showing off different modes: Lego, Racing, and Festival. But yeah, they're nothing too special. Lego was honestly kind of interesting. I'm not much of a fan of the Lego mode. I just think they need to add a lot more things to make it more engaging. But overall, it's a decent mode, not bad. And also, it kind of has that Fortnite goofiness, which I actually do miss. I know I've praised Fortnite for being more realistic now, but I honestly just want to go back to the days where Fortnite was goofy again. Those were good days. But yeah, we also had the racing part, which was actually kind of cool. It actually showed off one of the maps, which I was expecting one of the maps to actually just be for the event only, but no, they actually made the map actually a map in Rocket Racing. It was Festival Falls, if I'm correct, and now there's a harder version of it too, if I'm correct, based on a new update. But yeah. We also had a festival, which was cool. They showed off Eminem. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Eminem. I'm not much of a fan of rap, but the songs that they chose are pretty catchy, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily good. At least in my opinion. But the visuals in that was probably, that event, like that part of the event, probably had the second best visuals, in my opinion. Like the whole Eminem section was actually kind of cool, not gonna lie. And the whole Guitar Hero part actually just brought back memories, because Guitar Hero is one of my favorite games. So just seeing that just brings a smile to my face. And now we move on to the final section of the event, the Metaverse reveal, or Omniverse reveal. I said that weird, I know. But what is the Omniverse reveal? It is the final part of the event and the concluding part of the event too. So it's phase 6 of the event. Or phase 5, I'm not 100% sure. But basically, let me show you. Yeah, this scene is just incredible. Like, you can see just infinite realities and galaxies and possibly even game modes and collabs that might be coming in the future. You never know. These realities are just, they're just so good. And some of them actually are goofy realities too. There was a food reality. So you're not all realistic realities like how Fortnite's reality is right now. Which I think is kind of interesting if you think about it, but yeah. But just put the normal realities in the background and such. I want to talk about the Fortnite reality right now. Because, yeah, this may be the best scene, but there's a lot of things about the Fortnite reality that I want to talk about. Firstly, there's both stuff that are in the game and stuff that might be yet to come, but we're not sure. Certainly the Battle Bus and the Tomato Head. Battle Bus, of course you go on the Battle Bus. And then there's the Tomato Head, which Tomato Head and Durburger. We haven't seen them in Chapter 5 yet, so possibly they might be coming in the future, or they're just there because welder icon to Fortnite. There's also the yacht from Chapter 5. Chapter 5's yacht, but not Chapter 2, which is unfortunate, but makes sense. And there's a sideways chest for whatever reason. Could mean Last of the Yacht is coming back. There's missing Peely posters. There's the buildings from Valoria, I think, like near the lake. There's part of the train with the chili chug splash, and there's of course this. Honestly, this event, 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry for the very long review. This took about like 2 months to just come out, and it's been 2 months in the making. It became my longest video I've ever made, both length and development wise. It's just taken me that long. And it was kind of hard, you know. This is probably my hardest video I've ever made. And it's put a lot of stress on me, but I know I could have just like, you know, like ignored making a Chapter 4 review at this time. But no, I'm committed. I'd rather make a video that has a lot of effort rather than just like something that has like very low effort, like some shit posting. Even if no one watches this review, I still want to make it so that this video still has some quality. I will say, this review was actually kind of fun making. I love actually talking about my criticisms for Fortnite and what I do to change it. And trust me, I have a lot of stuff I want to say from Chapter 5. Which, sadly I can't talk about yet because Chapter 5, we have about a month left of it. So, actually I could do a review of it, but I have to wait for the last update of the season just to make it. But yeah, you kind of get the point there. As I said before, thank you. Thank you all. I don't really do much videos like this anymore because they just, as I said, like it puts a lot of stress on me. But like, I'll be committed to it. And I think that's really what matters. Just making quality content for people that just watch your videos. That is honestly what my YouTube is really all about. When I started YouTube, I didn't want to do it for views. I just want to do it for entertainment. I wanted to make sure people were entertained throughout my videos. And yes, I know there's people that are just straight up toxic and rude and just don't appreciate stuff like this. But those who do care, this content was made for you. Thanks for watching. And don't worry, I'll see you next time. Peace.